in this series. This time I'm going to be taking it a little bit differently. I'm going to be doing more of a through the VOD analysis rather than going through the video myself and picking out things that could be improved on them, like setting them up more like a tips video rather than actual VOD analysis. So this time we're just jumping into it. The Golden Hook, so I assume he plays Roadhog quite a lot, and he is in Diamond League. What's along with Symmetra that do not do damage, then you're going to be in heroes like Zenyatta and Ana, because they can do damage as well, rather than like Mercy and Lucio, who do not do a lot of damage. Mei got a great wall there. Now, the first big thing I'm going to point out on your actual play, and thank you for sending me this VOD, by the way, the first big thing is that you're playing to the left of the choke point, and that's actually a really big problem, because if they ever decide to push through the choke point, you are going to be stuck on the left side and you're just going to be screwed and you're going to die. There's no way you can pass back through to your teammates, so it's a big problem. And if you get singled out and killed, then it's most likely that the rest of your teammates are also going to die and the enemy team will be able to push the point. It's actually huge. You should be playing, and this is a problem of your Reinhardt and your Mercy as well, very out of position. You should be playing to the right, preferably behind the shield. I think your Ryan is going to end up having a problem due to him playing in that. Oh, he's going to charge in. Did he just charge in? Okay, your Ryan's definitely going to have some problems being all the way in there. But either way, if he was on the left of that choke point, if people did decide to come through along with you, you guys would have got, you know, singled out from the rest of your team and picked off, so that is not good. Now, as far as it comes to hooks, in with a lot of stuff right here, and you do fall back, which is good. Positioning is nice there. Going for a hook, kind of unlucky to get unlocked on that one. The shot was great as well. This ultimate is very aggressive, and yeah, that's pretty much what I thought was going to happen there. So in this game, there's a lot of positioning errors. I mean, if we look at this engagement right here, you move in through here after getting a kill and you want to ultimate. I've got nothing against that at all. But if we're looking at the situation, you do not need to dive as heavily as you did. So if you go for an ultimate here, you can easily just go across this way to the left and backwards instead of going all the way in there and causing yourself a death, which was very obvious it was going to happen. You're diving basically into 5 people. Your Roadhog, while you do have a lot of HP, you go down very quickly still. So it's something that is a very big positional error. Like, generally on this map, when you're on defense, I'm just going to let this play out as we go through it. Like, if you're ever on this side of the statue as the defender, you need to make sure you've got the biggest advantage ever. You never want to be going to that side of the statue unless you know for sure 100% you're wiping the entire enemy team, and then you can move back to your other position. So that is a huge positional mistake, and I think we finally saw it come to fruition and actually get you killed and then lose the point. All right, so next up, we've got you coming back into the point from the left here. Now, this is obviously a desperation dive onto the point. The problem is you had no other teammates there. If we go back and look at it, we see you coming in. You've got 3 teammates. We know they have 6 on the point. 1 just went down. So I think that leaves you with 2 teammates. And then you're coming in here right now. You see 1 teammate on the point. You diving on here is basically 2 versus 6, assuming that guy who in front of you is not dead by the time you walk through this door. And while you're going to delay it for an extra second, you can't really do anything. You've got no ultimate. There's no way you're going to kill 6 people. There's no one backing you up. You've pretty much got nothing going for you other than delaying the point for a second. Now, you do get a kill, but it's not worth it because you're going to die and then you're going to respawn and be miles away. They're basically going to push to the first corridor for free with no challenge. And the other problem is, while you're staggered away, your teammates have more chance of making mistakes without you there. I know that might seem like a pretty crazy thing to think of, like, oh, my teammates are going to make mistakes, it's not my problem. But it is. Like, if you're not with your team, then that is an issue. And now you're getting back. As you can see, they've already pushed to the first corridor, or the first corner here, and they're quite happy with everything that's going on. Whereas you could have been pressuring before that. You could have been pressuring onto the Reinhardt shield if you had been alive without diving onto that point. Now, I don't mind this position here. And it's kind of hard to see what your team is doing at this point, but I think the general safer position to be is behind the Reinhardt shield. But at the same time, I've not got too much problem with this position either. However, coming all the way around here to start pressuring from the left side, it's going to work in this scenario because you did get a lot of kills. But when you started making the move to go to that position, let's have a look here. When you started making this move to go to this position, you don't really know how the fight is going to go. You've already dropped down. You're dropping down right now. It's 6 versus 5 when you make the drop down. Then they lose another. And at that point, it becomes kind of okay because you know you're going to get more kills. But before that point, you don't really know how the fight is going to go. So it's kind of risky to drop down to a super aggressive, risky position. Now, it does turn out pretty well in this scenario, but I think in the long run, that is something that's going to hurt you. You know, there's no reason to go get yourself back to this position, which is what happened there. But I feel like this is something that is going to come back and hurt you in the next engagement. What is this guy doing? What a complete and utter muppet. It's going to be something that comes and hurts you, is you dropping down, trying to get behind them for an aggressive kind of ultimate or something like that. The whole team is playing aggressive now, so it's kind of nice to be here. And you are getting picks as well. The enemy team is playing very staggered as everything goes on here. Okay, so at this point, the enemy team is just staggering. Oh, you just missed that soldier. Hopefully you get him here. You do have the Mercy backing you up, so... I mean, considering the soldier's down there, you might as well chase him. I've got nothing wrong with this. Is he hiding down there? What is that soldier? He's hiding down there. I'm pretty sure he's still down there. This is kind of funny, actually. Wait. Oh, there he is! Oh, God! This is the most ridiculous fight I've ever seen. I mean, the thing is about this, you should have been able to... Oh, you're imposter again! You should have been able to hear his footsteps to know that you missed him there and that he didn't actually go further. Anyway, we're in this situation again. Now, if we do drop down here, I'm going to be very scared. So we have a nice-ish position right now, but you've lost 2 teammates. They're 1 down, so essentially you could call this a 4 versus 5. However, not sure where your teammates are. They look to be in bad positions as well, so I'm going to assume that guy you see on the right there, this guy over here, I assume he's going to die right now, and then you're going to be left pretty much on your own. Oh, we do get a res. Mercy comes in, and then there's a hack as well. So this is a beautiful scenario for you to just keep pressuring this. Kind of like it. Let's see where this goes. But this is a situation where we're dropping down again, and we don't know. We were kind of behind. Like, if we go back to... I knew this was going to happen. Like, judging from your positioning in the last fights. Like, here, good. We've got an amazing position. I wouldn't even mind an ultimate right now. We just got the hack off. They're not going to have any shields or anything to do anything about your ultimate. It is only Reinhardt, though, so I can understand that. There is a Mercy in there. So I'm not too against not using the ultimate. It's fine not to use it there, to keep it and save it for a little bit. But here's the thing. Why drop down? Why put yourself in this aggressive situation? This exact moment where we're dropping down. If we go ahead and look at the kill feed... I mean, they do die just after you drop down. So essentially, you could say you don't know they're going to die here. But still, you're not ahead in this fight. After the hack is worn off, there's nothing special going for you here that should give you the advantage to be able to push so far forward with your ultimate. And if your goal is to kill the Zenyatta, you can do that from up here with your ultimate or without your ultimate. There's no reason to take this super aggressive position where you're putting yourself in a lot of danger, which is exactly what you do. And the only reason to do those kind of pushes is if you know the fight is flowing in your direction and you're going to be winning the fight so you can pick off the stragglers of the enemy team. But it's a couple of times now where you've pushed in on defense without the advantage in the fight, and it's really hurting you because you could have survived there, you could have had your ultimate up, and they didn't really have much going behind it. They had a bunch of low HP heroes that you possibly could have taken out if you just decided to survive a bit longer. This time we're taking a very different position, and this isn't normally a position I would take with Soldier, but looking at it and thinking about it, I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. You're getting behind, and you can also fall back really easily through the boiler room, back onto the high ground over there, and deal with everything. And I don't think they have anything to jump on you. So overall, I think this is a fine play. You can do a lot of damage. And you can fall back. Yeah, you can fall back to... And you got 2 kills now. Like, if you want to get super aggressive, this is the time to get super aggressive. You have the advantage in this fight. It's fine to shoot from the window right now. You're still doing damage. There's no reason to drop down. It's going pretty well. And we do drop down now. There we go. Almost getting a Sombra. Mercy, what is she doing? A lot of Sombra on console. We go back around here, which is a really nice position to be in the current situation. And then your teammates die. And it looks like... I mean, you're playing a very nice defensive game right now. But you're always getting yourself in these weird positions. So even though it wasn't a bad position in general, you're always getting yourself in these weird positions where you're like too far ahead. Whereas you could just be playing the main street behind the Rein Shield, protecting your teammates. I feel like you're very often wanting to get yourself into aggressive positions to make big plays from behind. And it really just isn't necessary. Rein Shield damage is good. Being behind the Rein Shield yourself is good. Building up your ult is good. Like, you can do stuff from frontal positions. You don't always need to be to the side and behind. Unless you really know that you have an opening to get there. Otherwise, you're just putting yourself in bad position. Now, everybody's staggered. This isn't really your fault. You have a defensive position that is pretty nice, and you have ultimate as well, so it's going to be great to do it from here after this Zen ultimate is done. You might even get a full wipe for yourself. And there we go. Don't mind being aggressive here, because obviously it's just a bunch of skinny dudes. And now that you've wiped a bunch of guys, then you can go and finish everyone else off, and it's no problem. Now, I'm very interested where you go here, because from what I've seen so far, you're going to get super aggressive. They're on the respawns now. If you go through to the left here, this is exactly what I expected. Sombra is going to distract you for a bit. Okay, now we're on the main street. So this is the position that is good. The thing is, though, let's think about this. Where is the best position on the map right now? The best position on the map right now is probably over here somewhere, up on this high ground. Reason being, it's super defensive. You've got a lot of ways to get away. And it's on the high ground as well, which would be a stronger position than this left side over here. So while this position is not that bad, it's nice and defensive, and you're not doing anything super aggressive, mostly because you got distracted. I feel like you were going to go forward and go to the left. The position on the right would definitely be stronger and be harder for the enemies to get onto you. Either way, this is okay for now, and it's going pretty well, and I'm pretty sure you win this fight and hold it. From this position here. Oh, that was a bit nasty. Again, this is another thing. This is probably a one fight, and you probably win it. But, once again, you moved in, and you got yourself into some trouble because you wanted to get a little bit too aggressive. There's just, in this entire game, the positioning is a little bit too aggressive. Soldier has the range. He has a lot of range. And you can shoot from very far away. So... I think overall, the biggest thing to take from this round, at least, is aggressive positioning on both Roadhog and Soldier. It was a little bit too much. All right, so we're on attack, and Mesher Ryum has picked Bastion. I don't know about this one. I don't know if this is troll or not. Okay, he's actually going for this. He's got Bastion. As far as I can see, we got Bastion, Reinhardt, Winston, D.Va, Lucio, and I think Mercy. Now, oh, this is a really good example of why you do not play to the right. So their Roadhog played exactly as you did on the first round. He played to the right, and then he got stuck in that position on the right as pressure started to go in. It just so happened that your team capitalized on that, and now I assume you just push straight in. It doesn't matter that you're on Bastion. And this is where hero composition ends up not mattering much in Overwatch, is because it literally just matters about the positioning. I think 2 of their guys were on the right of the statue, exactly where I told you not to play on the first round. You guys abused it. They went down, easy peasy. So that's a perfect example of why you do not play to the right of the statue. Whereas if they were playing on the left of the statue, closer to the point, they could easily fall back against this Bastion. And once again, their Roadhog just played out of position again. So they're really not dealing with this Bastion well. Bastion is an easy character to deal with as long as your positioning is good in the first place. So we've got Bastion set up on the payload now, and the enemy team is not dealing with it well at all. They're kind of just diving in and getting destroyed. So, I mean, this is pretty much, yeah. They just do not know what to do. There's not too much to say about this other than the enemy team playing like idiots. Now they've picked their own Bastion and they're trying to counter it like that, but that is not the way to go about it. What they need is something like a Genji. They already have a D.Va, which is good. Symmetra can even be good, especially on defense after the patch. You can get the shield gen and the balls just go straight through the Ryan shield and hit the Bastion, but I'm pretty sure this Bastion is just going to roll through the enemy team as they stagger in to fight this. Their Hog is a big culprit here. Their Hog just keeps getting picked off every single time he spawns. The Hog is at the front, he dies, and then the enemy team is just left with 5 dudes against a Bastion on a cart. Yeah, this game was a complete and utter mess for the enemy defense there. I mean, I'm gonna hope you switch off here. It doesn't matter. But I mean, Bastion doesn't generally work well on attack. If you get him on the cart, he can work really well, but he should not be working on the first choke point there. I think you were doing it because you felt very comfortable in that game, and that's why it happened. But biggest lessons there, definitely the aggressive positioning that didn't need to happen a lot of the time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Thank you to Mesharium for sending this through. Really appreciate it, man. And if you guys want to have your games analyzed, make sure you look in the comments for how to send them through to me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.